morning. This is video 17 out of a planned series of 40. This is the first session that we have no standing poses. So you can see we're evolving very, very fast. That doesn't mean we have no standing poses left, there are many. But this session is focusing on mat exercises. And we will have 3 new exercises. 2 of them are variations of the shoulder stand. The shoulder stand, Jatara Sarvangasana and halasana, the plow pose, they have come along 7 times in this series. After 7 times, an exercise drops out and is replaced by a new one, often a more advanced one. But shoulder stand has many variations, so variations of the shoulder stand usually start with Jatara Sarvangasana, and some of them then need as a preparation halasana, and that is what is happening today. So we get very nice series of exercise based on the shoulder stand, sometimes 3, sometimes 4 in a row, that you can very nicely fuse together. Then this session does not have so many exercises, there are only 5. 2 familiar and 3 new. Let's close our eyes for a moment. Clear the mind, just 1 minute. Take a deep breath. Slowly open the eyes again. We finished the last session with the first of the fire poses, Padasana. So this session builds on that and starts with the second and the third fire pose. So those are the boat poses. We start with Patna Novice, the whole boat. Legs straight, upper body straight. We maintain this straightness while we find balance on the sitting bones. It's really crucial that you avoid bending the back in this stage. You have to push your belly forward, open your chest, and most of all, don't forget breathing. You stop breathing, you die. A very challenging pose. You notice muscles shaking in the legs, in the belly. Do not immediately give up, but also don't overdo it. So you try to stand a little bit and then slowly and controlled. You come back. In the tailor pose, you relax for a moment, take a deep breath. Then we go to the half boat, Patna Novice. Same posture, straight. This time we clasp the fingers, put the hands behind the head, and maintaining the straightness. We tilt back and we try to keep the back as straight as possible while doing so. Don't hold the breath. And slowly come back. For the sake of the video, we do the exercise once, but if you feel the need, stop the video for a moment and repeat the pose. Always good to repeat. Second time often feels better. Okay, lie down. We have a variation of the shoulder stand. The name is Karnapidasana. Pida means pressure, and Karna means ear. How does that work? You start with the shoulder stand. From the shoulder stand you go to halasana, the plow pose. Then you bend your legs and you bring your knees down to the chest. And if your legs are long enough, they will actually cover the ears. So better just get to it so you can see. To have a proper posture, we always start with Sarvangasana. You need to arrange the shoulders, stand erect, stay for a little while even though it's not on the schedule. Build it up properly. Don't move too much, don't move too fast. It's important that you bring some peace into what you're doing. Some calm. From Sarvangasana we go to halasana. Clasp the fingers. Consolidate for a moment. And then it's time for Karnapida. Pressure on the ears. Bend the knees, bring the knees down to the chest and covering the sides of the head, the ears. Okay, when we're done, we don't have to go through halasana, but we do have to go back through Salamba Sarvangasana. So we stand up straight again. And as always, we come down slowly and controlled. Now I'm a little bit limited in space. I cannot go down all the way till my feet are on the ground without wrecking my house. So I'm doing it this way. Relax for a moment, take a deep breath. The last pose, I told you there are only 5 today. The last pose is also new, it's called Jatara Parivartana. As far as I understood, the Sanskrit word means rolling over the belly. It's in fact a very nice pose. When I teach yoga intuitively, morning sessions, with a group of people in the class, in the studio, I usually start the session with this pose as a kind of warm-up. It's a spinal twist in which you use gravity, but it is important, if you drop your legs directly, your back is going to bend. You want your spine to remain straight, and you do that by moving the hip. If I'm moving my legs to the left, I want my hips to move to the right first. So I move my hips this way, and then when I'm rolling over, the spine is perfectly straight, and you have an incredible torsion of the spine from the tailbone all the way up to the base of the skull. Spread the arms with the palms of the hands facing the ceiling, and turn the head in the opposite direction, away from the feet. It's impossible not to love this exercise. At some point, I will start posting videos in which we do intuitive practice, intuitive training, not following a schedule, like I do in my studio classes, intuitive teaching. And you will see this becomes a fixed part of the session, as do versions of the shoulder stand all the time. Okay, slowly come back. There's no need to straighten the legs while you come back. That can hurt the lower back, in fact, so you can come back like this, slowly and controlled, no shock anywhere. And it's important that you relax for a moment in between to allow the energy to settle down before you move to the other side. I dare say that the rest that you take in between each of the poses is actually more important than the pose. The pose is the trigger, while the rest in between allows the effect to take place. So if you move and no rest in between, you never allow the effect to take place. So let's switch. Move the hips to the left. Drop the legs to the right. Palms of the hands facing the ceiling. Turn the head away from the feet, the other direction. Then we slowly come back. Very nice. But I realize there is one more shoulder stand variation we need to have a look at. The Ekapada Sarvangasana. Sarvangasana indicates it's a shoulder stand. Eka means one, pada means foot. So shoulder stand with one foot. I have to move again a little bit because of limited space, so go down. We go up into Salamba Sarvangasana. Arrange the shoulders, rearrange. Ekapada, one foot. Now you would be tempted to put your foot on the ground. This is what the books also show you. Even when you're flexible, what happens is that you bend your back and your hips are misaligned. So try to control that urge to make a perfect picture. Keep the back straight, that is the basis, and keep the hips horizontally aligned, square. It's not a pretty picture, but it's much more effective than putting the foot down, bending the back and misaligning the hips. See the difference? And for us, we are not interested in superficial aspects, visual aspects. We are only interested in efficiency, effect, the real value of the pose. And that only works if you respect the proper alignment. So you can see from the other side, when I lower my leg, the other leg, you see I'm not pointing my toes, I'm flexing so that the back of each leg is fully extended. This pointing of the toes is from ballet, it's also for a visual aspect, but it's counterproductive in yoga. Okay, when you're done, you come back through Salamba Sarvangasana again, slowly and controlled, and don't destroy the furniture on your way down. In Savasana we relax for a moment. Press the fingers, stretch yourself out. And slowly go back. Sit on your cushion, folded towel, blanket. Five minutes meditation through observation. Keep it simple, keep it quiet. Close the eyes, breathe deep and calm. 5 minutes.
Slowly come back, open your eyes again. Nice. Who can live without yoga? It's impossible to understand. Good. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Thank you for watching the video. Have a wonderful day and looking forward to seeing you in the next video. Thank you. Ciao, ciao. Bye bye.